Yeah, the pen.
Oh, yeah, it's fancy, huh? All right, so we should be rolling. This is our first episode of We Don't Know What to Call This. I am Marc The Franchise, and this is my buddy, my brother, LA Bandit. I'm going to let him go ahead and represent himself, shout out who he is and where we can find him.
Yeah, I am your favorite, unfavorite LA Bandit, representing Talk That Shit Production, TTSP Officials, LLC. The champ is here. I just didn't ring the bell. That's what it is. Follow me at the official LA Bandit 22 or follow the company page at TTSP Officials, LLC.
Perfect, my brother. Okay. So for a long time, we've been running in circles. We've been crisscrossing each other at shows. I've been a part of the events you put on.
Indeed.
We never really sit down and chop it up and do this. Yeah, I mean, through text here and there, a phone call here and there, IG, whatever. So for me, I want you to know that this is everything to me. I'm very humble and I'm very blessed because I consider you to be one of the dopest, most lyrical artists out there.
I appreciate it.
And for me to sit next to you and be able to pick your brain a little bit and help me gain and develop, I just want you to know I feel honored and blessed.
I appreciate
so
it.
That's before anything, I want you to know that from my heart. That's
I appreciate
nothing but respect. But I want to dive in. I want to talk to you about your name, your rap name. I want to talk to you about how you started, your first equipment that you used, when you decided to start your LLC, what led you to choose TTSP. I want to do a deep dive because I feel you are one of the most underrated artists. I feel that you deserve so much shine for the help that you do for all these other artists, providing platforms and opportunities.
I appreciate
just
it.
being a genuine person. So I want to, as much as I can, as much as you are willing to share, I want to see if we can get you to open up about you, your past, your future plans, anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with it. Let's go.
All right, cool. So let's start. When did you know? When did you know off the top that you wanted to be a rapper? How did that start for you?
Never wanted to be one. Let's just start with that. I never wanted to be one.
Really?
Yeah. I was doing poetry.
Okay.
I was trying to escape from the trauma that was happening during my childhood. So it just so happened when I would get with my cousin and we'd be chilling in Compton and I'll read a poem to him and he always was into rapping or playing an instrumental. And he was like, hey, do that poem to this instrumental. And
nice.
That was the start of it. Okay. Then I got into some situations where I had to.
Shout out to your cousin, man.
Yeah, that's shout out to him, moving Maserati. I give credit where credit is due.
Absolutely.
When I went to jail in 2006 during the race riots, they ended up naming me Radio because I knew every song on the radio. So while we in our cells, I'm playing this cell block 6 radio, give me a request. And we being on the wall, everybody singing. So I was like, damn, just the connection that it brought every race together. Okay. No matter what we were dealing with at that time, we forgot about it for the moment that we were all,
you guys are united, huh?
Yeah, singing and just doing music. So I was actually writing raps in there. And when I came out in 2006, my cousin got me to the studio for the first time and it's a rap.
Okay. When did the name LA Bandit? When did that start? Where'd that come from? Were you dubbed that? Did you just pick it up? Were you into some shit where you were a bandit for real? You know what I'm
saying? I used to hang around a lot of the OGs. Okay. I always liked the older people. So they used to say, because you quiet, they like being around me, but you dangerous because you quiet.
Okay.
And so they was like, oh, you always coming around like a bandit or you move around like a ninja. And I just kind of like had that in the back of my head. They was calling me Casanova. I thought I was suave,
Smooth,
yeah.
Suave, okay.
I could write something to a girl, it'd be nothing, So I was like, Casanova work. And then I wrote a song and it was like, come and roll with the LA Bandit. Underhanded nigga might leave you stranded. And that just kind of just stuck. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna use the name they gave me and I'm gonna just put LA with it because I'm an LA baby. So, and then
born and raised LA?
Yeah, born and raised, man. I don't know nothing better.
Okay. Interesting. I assume just because how gifted you are, just because how blessed you are on the mic, that from jump, you're like, I'm going to be doing this shit. I'm going to rock these stages. I'm going to steal the shows. I'm, get my lyrical belt. Like I for sure I had no idea that it started with poetry. That's cool. Was there any authors or any style of poetry that kind of got you into it, or did you kind of just were already doing rhymes, just regardless?
I used to be in poetry contests where you had to learn other people's poetry.
Oh, okay.
So that's kind of how I started. I was doing that since 2nd grade.
Nice.
So performing in front of people has never been the issue. It was just what I was going to actually do performing in front of people.
Okay.
And so, because I used to dance.
No stage fright.
Yeah, well, I was shy, to be honest with you, but for some odd reason, when I'm on stage, I became somebody else.
Okay.
So I used to dance, I used to act a little bit, but like Edgar Allan Poe, haikus was always my favorite thing. Just the way you're supposed to write it, and then
it's like structure, right?
Yeah,
certain words per sentence, right?
It's 7, 14, 7.
Okay.
And just I don't know, just learning those different pieces was just always my thing, and then having to find a different way to write what I felt compared to it being diary form, put it in poetry form where it doesn't cause the same issues.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you ever find yourself when you were writing poetry, writing to like not a certain style, but like you had like a certain theme to it? Like how you just mentioned, you can write, to girls, whatever. Did you find yourself always like writing to chicks and trying to pick up on them? Did you write about trauma? You know what I mean?
I wrote
or
about,
was it just what you were feeling
trauma
during that day? And
I wrote about emotion. I wrote about, like I said, my situations at the moment. If I wrote it for a girl, it was usually for one of the homies.
Oh, yeah. So you're a good wingman. Huh?
Yeah, I was just, I knew how to say certain things.
Right.
And it's like, well, you got to wiggle words. So that was my thing. I did that. Women didn't start paying attention to me till I was like 17. So I had time to focus.
And that's when it was over for y'all. All right. No, okay. That's interesting because you talk with a lot of artists and a lot of them, I don't know if they're trying to put on a front or whatever, but I knew I was going to grab the mic. I knew I was going to do this. Myself, I never knew that I wanted to be a rapper. I never knew that I was capable of being a rapper. Like you, I fell in love with poetry. The poetry that I liked, I don't know if you remember, there were like these goofy rhyme books called Where the Sidewalk Ends, A Lighthouse in the Attic. It was like Shel Silverstein or something like that.
It sounds good.
It's real like almost like basic rhymes, but it was just like, it was thick books, just so many rhymes. So I would just pick up on all that. Don't worry, we'll edit that out. We don't know who that is.
Right.
Like I said, this is our first time, but
it's the outside elements. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry about it. We got fire, water.
Yeah, we here.
But yeah, so for some reason, I always gravitated to those books, and I would read them front to back. And it was Where the Sidewalk Ends, A Lighthouse in the Attic, and there was one more that I can't remember now. But it was back when I was like 10 years old, and I just front to back, I would just read them, recycle.
That's crazy.
And just doing that inspired me to write. And
Dr. Seuss was mine.
Dr. Seuss was good too.
Dr. Seuss was good too.
Like
I read
and inspiration,
book. Yeah, I probably read every book, not knowing that was building me to rhyme.
Did you ever do the Eminem thing and read like Thesaurus or something like that? I could
never do that.
There's no way.
I could never do it. Like, I don't understand how you just read it and be like, yeah, I'm gonna put that together with that. Like, I never got that. Yeah. I read the dictionary.
Too much. Okay.
But no, that's like reading an encyclopedia. That's like
man.
Yeah,
take the shit off.
Yeah. My brain be like, want. I don't understand nothing else.
At a certain point, you stop comprehending, huh? Yeah. You're just reading just to read it out loud.
I just fizzled. It just went out.
No, okay, cool. Well, I mean, that's good to know because, like I said, a lot of artists, they kind of front, and it's always like, oh yeah, I was born to do this. I was, always doing this, and I came from, like, I believe a lot of people come from maybe a musical background.
I loved rap. That's what it was.
Do you remember your first album that you heard, or like your first rap artist that you heard that was maybe
LL Cool J? I'm bad.
LL Cool J?
I'm bad. Yeah.
How many times did you hear on repeat? that was the one?
That was the one.
That was the one?
Yeah. Four verses of an actual bar of actual spitting. It wasn't 1, 2, 3 bubblegum mix. Like, yeah, that was hard. Him, Kumo D. What's my other cat name? Bobby Womack.
Do you feel in the music you make now, it kind of reflects a little bit of all that?
It reflects everything. It reflects being born in the 80s, period. Seeing the beginning, the transformation, like Cameo was my shit. You know, and then the next thing you know, we had Tupac, and then you had Cross Colors, and you had all of this black power, pride, and show. So even those elements, and then going from that to the AOL discs that you used to get in the mail, to now we can just get on our phone and do whatever. Like, it's just a mixture of all of that, man. It's just the blessing of seeing things change, and then understanding that you either adapt or you get ran over.
Now, do you remember the first album you bought?
Eminem.
Yep. Which one?
The first one. The first, the EP, LP.
Is that the one I think he's like sitting on like a car on a dock or some shit?
Yeah, with the body in the trunk. Yeah, that was the first one. I wore that out. I
think the first actual album I heard front to back without getting in trouble, because at the time my parents, they were not that they were protective, but like growing up, they were kind of like under the impression Metallica was devil music, and whereas now it's like they listen to Metallica no problem. We listen to it no problem. So back then, remember how everybody was so against kids hearing the Chronic album, Chronic 2001 to be exact.
Yeah.
So they were heavily against that. And for me, that was the first thing I heard front to back, and I was like, I love rap music. Growing up, I wish, I pray, even to this day, I pray that I can sing. I grew up listening to like Bobby Brown, the Whispers, Rocksteady, you know what I mean? Like there's just certain songs where it's like a nice beat. You could hear him rap a little bit, but you could hear him carry a tune and sing. And it was just, there's certain like elements of that where I was like, man, I wish I can sing like that. I wish I can do that.
Yeah, that's where I came in lucky. My mom was more like Stephanie Mills, just like you said, the Whispers, Teddy P, hearing that type of music. And then my father's more, he used to be a pop locker.
No shit.
Yeah, so you hear a lot of the Boogaloo, parking on the dance floor. You hear, Morris Day. So that's when I was like, okay, I got different types of music, and then I was also in the band.
Okay.
So even that, I think, just promoted my love for music, not necessarily just rap, just how you put things together, how 3 notes can make a whole song. If you got 3 instruments, it can be any tempo. So I listen to classical, I listen to jazz. So how I write is kind of in the same sense of how I would see it if I was playing the song.
Okay. I didn't know you were in a band.
Yeah.
What instrument?
Trumpet.
No shit. When you make your music, do you look for rap beats that have trumpets and horns and things, or
I love them, depending on how they do it. I love them. Yeah. I'm always trying to pay attention, hearing what I hear. Okay, I hear that sax in the back. Oh, I hear that bass drum. Yeah, like I like that.
Yeah, growing up, my dad was one who really influenced me with music. He never had musical background, or it was nothing ever like that. But he was one who was playing the Bobby Brown. He was one who was playing the Whispers. He was the one who was playing, the funk music for me. He was the one who was doing all of that, playing all that. But my mom was more rock. My mom was more soft rock. Like,
really?
Yeah, she was more like I'm trying to think. Even like Hootie and the Blowfish. At times she went country, Josh Turner and different artists. So like,
your mom like guitars?
I don't know if she likes guitars. I'm not sure if that's like her instrument that she likes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not sure. That's
just crazy.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know if she was drawn to the voice, the sound. Like for me, when I hear like a good R&B song, it's 'cause I'm drawn to the voice, not to the beat. So I'm not. I never really like dove in too deep with her and asked her. But like, so we always had different genres of music.
Right.
There was a time where my parents were fully committed to Christian church, so we had nothing but Christian music going. So you know what I mean? We had all, whether it was
even Christian rock,
Christian rap, anything Christian, all gospel.
Okay.
So it was nothing that wasn't playing in my house. There was everything going on. And I find myself when I try to find beats. Even now, it's like, man, I grew up listening to a lot of like funk music and shit like that. It's like, because I can't sing, I have to try to find the right, maybe funk beat I can rap on.
I get that.
So like I said, just curious on what you heard growing up, your first albums, things like that, because I feel that's what kind of shaped me. So I was wondering if it had the same impact on you.
Like I say, it was like Whitney Houston. Like I don't know how you grew up, but I know in my house, especially my mom, when I heard certain music, I knew what type of day it was about to be.
Okay, I don't know. I knew by the day what day it was, what we were gonna do. Whether it was a Saturday, that means we were out the house. We had to do sports and whatever family things. Sunday was either doing yard work or we're going to church and then kicking with family.
Yeah, see, that was kind of an art thing. Before we went to church, yeah, I heard the church music, but then when I knew, we getting ready to do some spring cleaning, she would play certain songs that
early in the morning.
Yeah, happy feelings. You'd be like, dang it, you got chores today, man. Dang it, didn't get out the house fast enough.
Yep. Yeah. I can relate to that. Soon as the music came on early, if it was music in the house waking us up, it was like, okay, they're not trying to be like, hey, time to get up and do this, but in a way they're letting us know when you wake up, we got something waiting for you.
Yeah, and then my dad he played Ice Cube. He used to wear Ghetto Bird out.
Okay.
He played. That's how I heard Chronic 2001. He would wear that out. Easy E. Gangster music for the most part. If it was nice, he'd play it. But like I said, he really did stick to his Boogaloo, Bootsy, stuff like that. And just seeing his love for it. Both of their love for it, but it was in two different areas. My mom actually can sing. So to see her love for it, and then my dad actually does some dancing. So
you ever put her on a song? You ever put your mom on an album?
Nah, she don't want to be.
Really?
Yeah.
Just sings for the love of it, huh?
Yeah, she just do it. Yeah. So I just use it when I do my music.
Okay.
In reference to her. So yeah.
Yeah. That's very, very interesting. Man, never would have thought you were in a band and all. That's crazy. Like I said, from my impression with you, because you're so lyrical, I was like, man, you must be working at this shit just nonstop, just pen to the pad all day.
That's my mama. She was a librarian for over 20 years, so education was
now when you
the kicker.
I don't mean to cut you off, but since we're talking about lyrical and all that, when you come up with your lyrics, are you the Jay-Z type where you just hold it in there, and as soon as the mic hits, you're ready to go, or are you the type you have to write it down, pen and pad, you have to lock it in your phone? How do you when it comes to your music? How do you have to prepare?
I got to put it down somewhere.
Okay,
it's either in my phone or in my notebook. Like it could be random. I might just think of 4 bars and I put it down, or I'm actually sitting to a beat and I feel some type of way.
Okay,
so then I'm writing. For the most part, I don't do anything. I can, because obviously, if I'm able to put it down like that, that's a freestyle. But no, I don't just go in there. I like to be prepared when I go in the studio. I don't want to waste time. I want to be able to hear what I already know. If I should take a word out, put it in, how I want it delivered, how I want it to sound, because this still has to be methodical to how the beat is formed. So yeah, it's a lot that go into it.
Okay. Your first, yeah, I guess. Do you remember what your first song was that you ever put out?
That I actually made? Yep, I do. It was called Fake Niggas.
if you don't mind me asking, what inspired that?
Fake Niggas? I ended up doing, like I said, in 2006 is when I started. So I ended up doing more time in jail than I was supposed to. They gave me an extra charge while I was in there for being racist against my own kind.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that perceived when you were inside? I'm sure someone was able to get your jacket, right?
I was the black rep. And then the cats that was in there did some fuck shit. And then I ended up beating up on the other black people that was there. So then they thought I was just being racist because they were the only black people in there. Yeah. So it was just misunderstanding. And I just had an idea. So me and my cousin was talking about it, and it was just based off of what we were saying, like harmonizing. So the hook was just, why they want to fuck with me. And then my cousin started rapping, and I'm like, okay, he's a Crip. I'm not Crippin' or blooding. I just want to, I'm stupid. So
that's how you said your cousin was Moving Maserati, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shout out Moving Maserati too. I seen him perform at a couple shows. I think I did a show with him at, I want to say it was in Venice Beach. We went out with, I think it was B. Mike Rob. We were actually, we were right there at where they do the bodybuilding. What was that called again? Muscle Beach?
Muscle Beach.
Yeah. So we were right there at Muscle Beach. I seen him do his thing. So shout out Moving Maserati.
Yeah.
Does he know how much he influenced you? Does he ever kind of like get a moment to be like, damn, like this is my blood right here, and he's doing great things, and I'm kind of like
it's a pro and a con. It's a pro and a con.
You guys competitive?
That's a yes and a no.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's competitive. I don't care, and I think that's part of our issue half the time. Like that's my blood cousin. Got a lot of great music with him, but I think sometimes he doesn't like the fact that this is what I do. He like to brag about me, but I think he wanted it to be him and not me because it's something he's really passionate about, rapping, and I just do it. I'm passionate about expressing, not rapping. So I think that's the difference with a lot of these rappers now. They're doing it for everybody, and I'm only doing it for me. I'm just glad that it can touch more than just me.
Yeah. Like I said, since day one, you've always been like really authentic, very real, very authentic, and it comes across in your music. I remember we did one show where we had the same beat. I was like, oh man,
I remember that. That was the first show. That was the first show. Yeah.
Murder me on this fucking beat. You know what I mean?
That was I Got 5 on the beat. Yeah.
So it's like I said, just you being authentic. You know, there's other people that are doing music for ulterior motives. Not saying that your cousin is. Mm-hmm. If he's doing it for music, that's his passion. God bless him. I hope he's.
He's great.
Yeah,
he's definitely great at it. Don't get it twisted.
Hope he gets. You know what I mean? Even more though. More so.
He makes beats now. Like
I hope that just times 10 for him. You know, because if he wins, his family wins. You know?
That's where he beat me at. I'm not a beat maker, so that's his. That's his skill. So I wish he would understand that. That's his skill set. I'll never try to take that throne from him. But as far as these bars, like I was built for this. Mm-hmm. So I train for it. It's not something I just do when I'm grabbing a pen. When I'm I'm reading. I'm doing what my mom kind of programmed me to do. So that's the only way I'm able to be lyrical.
Do you think it's not weird, but I don't guess I can't find the right word, but do you think it's weird that you know how to read music, play trumpet, be in a band, but when it comes to making beats, like it's just something that's not there? Do you think it should translate and it doesn't? Or not necessarily?
I haven't put that much time in it. That's the only thing. As far as making beats, I can't say I've put the time like I did with everything else. I'm pretty sure I can do it.
Mm-hmm. I remember when I first started, I was trying to make my own beats. I got my first laptop, software, all that. I want to say I gave myself a year. Made a track and it was horrible. Didn't know when to start the hook. Didn't know when to end it. Didn't know how much time I should give myself for the verse because I was like at 16 bars. Not like it was just horrible. Kept trying to make beats. A whole year went by. Almost to the day I was all right. Let me check out, see how far I progressed. Right. Mm-hmm. Played that beat. I was like, okay, maybe I'm fooling myself. This sounds all right. I played back the very first beat I made. I was like, man, this is similar. I progressed nothing. And I was like, you know what? That's when I realized my lane isn't to be all things creative. My lane is to be on the mic. It's be lyrical. Oh, yeah. It's to entertain and bring this real rap music.
I just haven't got the program. If I had the program, then I couldn't say that I wouldn't make beats.
It just all it takes is some software.
Yeah, I just didn't get the program, and I do so much now.
I think you can get one cheap too for like $100 now.
Yeah, now
just depend on how you want to do it. I'm sure you can add, people use the drum kicks and all this other shit, but it can be as simple as you just clicking a box on it with a mouse, and that's boom, boom, boom.
Mm-hmm. Because I know how to work, a few of the programs. I've tried. I've made a few beats. My first 5 songs I've ever recorded was my own making. So not like I can't. It's just not something that I've practiced constantly doing.
Do you remember your first studio setup?
Yeah.
Do you remember you were rapping out of the closet? You wrap it up against people used to put soundproof coats against like the windowsill.
Put the cup holders.
Yeah, cup holders. Yeah, the cup. Cup holders and 8 cartons or what?
Yeah, it's foul. Just stayed that up there in the apartment in the corner. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
My first studio, one of my first studios,
What?
I had a cell phone, and on the cell phone there was a program where you can play a beat and then record your vocals over it, but you couldn't like stop it and plug in. So if I was like 30 seconds in and I lost my breath or I forgot what I was gonna say, I couldn't stop it there and pick up at that 30-second in. I had to restart from the beginning and redo it all. Yeah. So everything I did for Cool Minute was a one-shot take. One shot. And for my microphone, it was the white earbuds with with the little speaker. Yeah. That was my first setup. That was my first setup. And for that, I forgot how many songs I did. It wasn't a lot, but I did a couple on SoundCloud.
I recorded a song like that.
Yeah, it sounded horrible, but I was able to like get things off my chest, say things how I wanted to say them, try to find my voice and whatnot. And for me, I think I did like 30 to 40 songs on SoundCloud because eventually I bumped up to a mic and real software, a laptop, all that. But it took me like 30 or 40 songs. So when I really decided, okay, you know what, I really want to do this, not on SoundCloud.
I think I dropped like 8 on SoundCloud. Yeah. I ain't want to do too much. I was more into perfecting my performance at that time.
So you were already geared up to go live. You already geared up to hit stages and shit. That was my fear. My fear was always to perform live, and not because I have stage fright, nothing like that. I've always been good at public speaking.
Mm-hmm.
You know, at jobs that I've had, I've always been like supervisor, managers. I've always had to give speeches and shit and talk to the crew. I've always had to have meetings and be in front of people who are significantly in that field, more powerful, more respected. So it's like I already knew how to conduct myself and talk. So public speaking was never, I was never shy. Running out of breath because I have asthma was always my thing, and then forgetting lyrics because I write so much.
Yeah,
I write so much to the point where I get afraid and I have to delete a couple things. So it's like I'm gonna end up crossing things without even knowing, and I just write so much. So before I even started, I was like, man, that even came into play in how I structured some songs. I was like, maybe I'll instead of trying to go like heavy lyrical, but more of a cadence flow, so I can memorize these, a little bit easier.
Okay, that makes sense.
1, 2, 3 into the 4, something like that. Versus bada 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 bada.
It's hard.
Yeah,
it's hard to remember all these songs. It is
but doing that. I remember getting off SoundCloud. Like, all right, I got my sound now. I know what kind of artist I want to be. I know how I want. Just adapt with time. But
yeah.
But yeah, that was my first setup. It was the headphones, the little mic where if you get too close, it gets real muffled. It was like that, and then I said it was just my cell phone. And then even then, I forgot how I had to chop it up and edit within just that app too. I don't remember if I had to save it and then extort it or export it out to somewhere else. I forgot how I did, but I found a way to edit it. I want to say it was within the phone still. At the time, I don't remember what phone. I've never had. I always Samsungs and shit like that. Always Android.
That's
Blackberries.
That's old school. Yeah, I think I recorded a song in jail like that.
Oh yeah, it's just you. The way I seen it, I was so passionate about doing it. I couldn't see no other way to not try it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have the money at the time to go into a studio.
But you wanted to. Yeah, I get that.
Like to be honest, I think the studio is a scam. To be honest, like. I think if you have a good solid setup, a good mic, you know how to work the software, you can do it anywhere. You don't necessarily need to, I think the studio's for the people who can afford to have a luxury studio in their house or can afford good time is everything as we get older.
It's a hotel, in my opinion.
Yeah, it can be a hotel for sure.
Because like
soundproof?
No, I'm saying like the studio is a hotel. Because basically a lot of the times these artists are booking it, they're not going in there by themselves. They're not going in there just to do their music. Y'all partying, y'all functioning, y'all talking. Yeah. I go in there, I'm prepared. I got these 7 tracks. I'm about to run through. Do. I don't need an entourage. I think I've made certain songs that sound better, and we recorded it in the homie's mom's living room. Better than it did when I went to the studio, and I'm like, that's crazy. I've been in the closet, and it sounds way better than when I went to this studio that cost me $250 for the same. Yeah, so it makes sense.
No, I agree 100%. What was it? I think my last album, The last album I did, I dropped it last year. That one I booked the studio overnight. It was right there by like Skid Row. I forget the name of it now. I want to say it was called Adjacent Studios.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
It was right there right by Skid Row. Real fucking sketch area. To park, it was sketch. To get out, you had to use a bathroom. You had to walk like it was like an outdoor strip mall that was closed down, but just adjacent was open. So you're walking through like a ghost town, and it's just like it was just sketch. Sketches for one things where it's like I probably should have pulled up with a pistol or something, just some type of defense because you never know.
Facts.
But that place, they offered a discount for a first time rental, overnight rental, and then for like a certain amount. So I think I did almost 10 or 12 hours overnight, and it was only like $100.
That's good.
Yeah, it was.
That's a good price.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
and then they let you smoke in the booth. They're like, all they ask, just don't blow smoke at the mic. Oh, no problem. But it was cool because you go in there, and there's like a fridge, like a one mini fridge, an area like a hot stove. I think they had a sink. Then they had a lounge on the other side where I don't remember if there was a TV that let you watch inside. If like somebody's recording, you can kind of see what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. I could be wrong because I never really messed with too much. I went by myself. But they had like a little lounge area. You could probably want to have your homies play. Probably hold like 10 people, no problem. And then right next to that lounge area, you pulled open these doors, like these barn doors, and it was all soundproof, all studio, all gorgeous. And then once you close it off, you can't hear outside. They can't hear you in there. It was perfect.
Fly.
Yeah. And then if you're recording somebody or somebody's recording you, they had the walk around booth. But because I went by myself, I asked them, I was like, hey, is there any way you can bring the mic to the mixer? Sure enough, no problem. So as soon as I get there, they set it up and all that, and then for 10 hours by myself. That was probably the only time where I really appreciated the studio. Every other time I've been to one, like you said, it's more like a party vibe. People want to kick it or like kind of make the content out of it. And it's like for me, I'm trying to work. I'm giving up the time. I want to work.
Right. Yeah, that's for real.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people understand that right there.
That's why like I do it right here. And like I said, I got to battle somebody washing dishes because the water heater kicks on. Somebody taking a shower. The dog's barking. I got the neighbors who work from home and they do like construction and lumber and things like that. So they're carpentry. Okay. So I hear the saw going all day. At any given time, one of these neighbors around here is always having something done to their house. Probably like a month ago, they were digging right into the front of this house into the street, replacing pipes or some shit. What else we got? We always got cars coming up and down the street, and so it's always something. So when I get to work, sometimes something that should take a half hour is now ran me 3 hours.
Yeah, because you got to pause.
Yeah, and then once you think you got it, and you start playing it back, and then you start picking up these things in the background. That's why I had to switch mics. I had to switch the mics that I got. I didn't really understand the mics until I forgot. I think I seen Russ on IG. He was using a mic. I think it's called Assure. The brand is Shure. And the way it was holding it and moving it, I was like, man, it's picking him up clear.
Talk about Russ, RUSS? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he was just holding his mic. He had a laptop. He was just holding his mic, and he was moving. And I was like, man, like, it's not picking up no outside noise. Like, I'm sure he, obviously he filtered, did something, whatever. But I was like, man, if I try that with my mic, it picks up everything. So I did a little research. I guess I was using the wrong type of mic. So I got the one he got, and now it's
that works.
If you're not speaking at it right there, it won't really pick up much. So now it's easier to record.
That's good.
Yeah. But yeah, so like I said, that's getting a little bit off course of talking about your first studio or your setup and all that. Let's talk about your progression. Let's talk about how you went from you going becoming LA Bandit, dropping your first hit, dropping your first project. Now, when did you decide to start TTSP? How did that start? And if there's anything between those two that you want to bring up, by all means. I'm really fascinated on you starting your own LLC, how you did it, why you did it, things of that nature.
The first song that I can say probably got attention was when I redid Hurricane Chris A Baby, and it was called NLA. So I'm representing for the home team, so that was like the first one, and then it just kept me into performing. I just kept doing that, performing. And then back then that's when you had to make CDs.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I was making CDs, making my money like that.
I wish, I don't mean to cut you off. I wish times were still like that.
Yeah,
I would have no
I'd be
trouble
on.
fucking hustling right
Yeah,
now.
I'd
Some
be on
CDs.
right now. Yeah.
I remember when I did my first album, I tried to push CDs, and everybody used to get on my phone, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, but don't you want to, look out for me because I'm the one putting work into this, and you want to support what I'm doing? Oh yeah, I'll stream your music. You motherfuckers! I ended up with like 100 CDs. I was like, you mother.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when that shit changed on
I
me. It
am.
hurt my heart. Yeah,
But yeah, go. My bad. I don't mean to get off course, but yeah, go ahead and go
that
back
was a
to
movement. I've tried to get away from music, and I never could. I get away for a minute, but it always called me back. So, 2016, 17, I went to Alaska to be a longshore fisherman and got injured. Came back to California, couldn't walk. Just the whole trial and tribulation of that situation on getting back on my feet and walking. Just brought something to my head. It became a podcast first of Talk That Shit.
Okay.
And it was just for fun. It was something to keep me from losing my damn mind. And then it just started to transform into something to the point where they wouldn't legally let me copyright Talk That Shit, because shit is a profanity. Yeah, so that's how we came up with TTSP officials. And it was supposed to be me and my partner, but then he faded away. So I've had to, put it on my back and not make it, waste. And I think we done something good with it.
It's been amazing to see the growth, man. From each show, you keep progressing. Each performance, you keep progressing. I see your merch. Like everything you're doing has been positive.
It's tough,
and it's admirable. And like I said, for me, when I see, my boys, my people coming up and they're pushing their brand and building, it's inspiring. Very, very inspiring.
Appreciate it.
So if nobody's giving you flowers yet on even just starting it, but not even starting, but now you're continuing, you keep pushing it. I just want you to know, man, I see it, I recognize it, and I hope you don't stop. I hope it gets bigger and better.
I didn't do it for flowers, man. I did it to, if anything, give my flowers out to the different artists I have ran into that motivate me to continue to do music.
Is that how your Dare to Be Different started?
Yeah, basically. It was just running into artists and noticing that there's a difference in artists. You got people who are just rappers, and that's exactly what they are. They can't perform. Hell, most of them can't rap. So that's the crazy part. But I've been blessed to be
a lot of you motherfuckers
places.
can't rap.
I can't rap. Yeah, but I've been blessed to be in different places where I actually ran into like real artists like yourself.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
Anthony Gray.
I can rap.
I'm saying, because look, I'm critical. Anytime I go to a show, I pretty much know what to prepare for. To what extent is what I don't know. I am surprised when I hear someone who actually can rap.
Okay.
Because I've been to a lot of places where it's like, I see why these people walked out. It was 40 people in here. Now we down to 15 because y'all didn't put up 4 people that are horrible. I would have walked out. If I didn't have to perform later, I'd have walked out too. Like, this ain't it. This ain't it. They don't do enough screening. They just let anybody throw their money. And I'm not about that. I got standards. So that's what Dare to Be Different is.
I get mad. I get mad when I know I have like a certain time I'm going to go on and it kind of gets bumped a little push. That's how the shows go.
Yep.
These shows never go according to plan. There's always a variable. Something happens and it never runs on time. So you got to kind of adjust and be prepared for that. I always hate it though when like it's a good like wave going. People are there. These artists are doing what they got to do, and then they just put some soft ass artist or just somebody who shouldn't be up there.
Horrible.
Who should have maybe started the show. And then, like you said, the crowd kind of dissipates.
Yeah, because they like, nah.
And it's like, man, I gotta come up for this shit.
I seen that.
Damn it.
They need to pay attention. Do not put 2 fucked up artists back to back. You will lose your crowd.
A lot of the promoters don't do the due diligence and fucking they don't know how to mix their artists.
Exactly. You just they bought they slot, let me do it. Nah. If you gonna do that as a promoter, you go back and you at least listen to a song and you go from there. You don't just put them on there, because I swear, if you get that, you're gonna be mad. People gonna talk about your show. Gonna be like, that shit was horrible, even though you might have had 6 great artists right after that. They're not gonna pay attention if you have 2 back to back that just suck.
That has to be like some cohesiveness, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of time these shows lack that. They lack cohesiveness. They lack a certain structure.
Yeah.
Where it's like, okay, look, you got to understand this artist brings this type of energy, this type of song. You know, this guy's a spitter, this guy's a singer, you know, and people don't stagger that. They'll put fucking like a singer, then whatever, then a hard rapper, then this. And it's kind of like the crowd doesn't know what to expect anymore, because it's like there's no flow to it. It's just kind of like, this guy's singing, this guy sucks too. Like,
all right. So that's what Dare to Be Different is. It's just finding people of element that actually have some type of substance. So all the artists, including comedians that are performing and singers at this event, somebody that I can say, yeah, they got music. Yeah, they actually have something that's worth listening to. Okay. So this is not a showcase. This is actual talent performing up here. I can vouch for everybody who's going to perform. I can't vouch for everybody at another show.
That's true. That's true. Do you ever get like apprehensive before jumping on some of these shows? Because I'm assuming now you're getting offered things, so it's kind of like before you can say yes, you gotta be apprehensive, or do your research on how it's really gonna turn out, or you just say fuck it, I'm gonna do what I do and just hope for the best.
Depend on what I feel. Okay. Depend on how they approach me. If I'm gonna do it or not.
Don't you hate it when they fucking approach you to jump on and then they try to charge you?
Yeah.
It's like, motherfucker, you're asking for my help because you see what I'm bringing. You see my crowd. You see my supporters. You see my promos on IG or whatever. You see, you hear my music.
Yeah. You don't even make it worth it.
Yeah. And then you hit me up to do it, but then you want to charge me? Man, get the fuck out. I stopped doing that. Like I said, if it's not for my people that I care about, I won't pay. I will not pay.
See, and it's hard because, like I say, you have those promoters, but then you have those artists that move the same way. So it's like a double entendre. Like the way we run our program is the artists that deal with us, we're giving you an opportunity to actually make money with us. You can actually invest into the event where you're not just performing. You can pull some money out at the end. But a lot of people, a lot of people don't want to do that, and a lot of promoters don't want to do that, which is the dumbest thing in the world.
A lot of artists don't want to hustle. That's what it is.
But I feel like if you invest in an event with me, you're gonna work harder to make sure people show up, because now that's your money too. It's not just you thinking, oh well, if I get 6 other people, when they come in, that's your money. I'm not getting it. No, you getting your percentage because you put in. But then, just like you said, a lot of artists don't want to hustle. I don't want to waste my time.
A lot of artists want to sit back and think that whatever little wave they're on, whatever little movement they got going, is going to be enough. And it's like when you get to the shows, once they realize it's not enough, shame on them motherfuckers because they do it again the next one. It's like, you already seen it ain't working.
But then they don't even do the smallest parts.
You know what I hate?
Practice on your performance.
I don't mean to cut you off. I hate it when I'm in a group chat with these other artists. No, not that part. I don't mind being in a group chat.
Yeah, I already know what you.
I hate being in a group chat when I see the people putting on the show having to tell some of these people, "Hey, I need you to promote." Can you? That should already be like you got to take a shit. You got to wipe your ass. That's when you're on a show. You got to promote.
Right.
For them to have to reach out, for me when I see that, I'm like, man, these motherfuckers shouldn't be on this show
at all.
They should, they work the door or some shit.
Yeah, they should have just let this shit go. I don't even know why they pulling up.
Yeah, so that a lot of these artists, like, for certain reasons, irritate me. One of them is like that when they don't want to promote or they think they're too big to promote. Another one is like how we kind of discussed earlier off camera about artists buying fake bots or buying fake followers per bots or things like that. Like I said, I've admitted it before. I've done it before to get on shows, but then once you realize there's really no engagement and your numbers, everything starts getting fluffed. It's like, fuck, like I made that mistake. I learned from that mistake. That's why, like I said, I've told you guys I try to work hard and every show to get at least one follower, just keep building and
that's what you're supposed to do. You build that. You touch 1 million people in 1 million places, which I'm pretty sure we do in 3 years easily. You got 1 million fans. At least you got 1 million true fans that you actually have a connection with.
And like I want to keep networking on shows, because regardless what people say, you know, you got to get some type of radio play.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care anybody says. You have to get some real exposure. Unless you're like you're just that friend of the friend that knows Drake and he happens to hear your shit and put you on out of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's so rare to be in like in the same space as some of these legends, but these legends will even want to vouch for you. A lot of these legends nowadays are still kind of like, I don't want to say gatekeeping because they're not gatekeeping.
Selfish.
But
that's exactly what it is. Selfish. Yeah.
You know?
Which ain't nothing wrong with it. And I think, you know, people get that misconstrued when you being selfish. It's not something wrong with it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's only something wrong with it when you're expecting people to give to you and then you turn around and be selfish. But there's nothing wrong with being selfish. You need to think about yourself sometimes. You know what I mean? So it's nothing wrong with that. And as far as like Snoop and all these other people, they want to be selfish, kind of earn the right. You ain't got to. I mean, shit, period. And then a lot of these people don't appreciate it. They abuse it. They're not going to appreciate you even after you've done that. You know, so I kind of get it. People make it hard to deal with people.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to do. But like I said, going back to like, you have to make those connections, whether they're hard to work with or not. You know, because what all it takes is that one ear, that one person. You know, and like I say, just knowing that there's so many gatekeepers out there where it's like, no, I'm gonna keep getting my money. I'm gonna keep doing this. I'm gonna, you know, this is still my time. It's like, you just get off the stage already. Yeah, we stop booting some of these other artists who really have talent, really got skill. Can you motherfuckers just step back or maybe just co-sign somebody? You know, just do something that's gonna help push the music, the culture. You know what I'm saying?
Then again, I can feel it because, like I said, I go to way too many places where if I was already where I feel I should be, I wouldn't put nobody on either.
Yeah, that's true. You know,
it was horrible.
There's a lot of fucked up artists out there that
it was horrible. I'm like, God damn,
don't
really
do their work. You know,
you didn't promote, and I'm thinking, okay, well, since you didn't promote, you must be the new Michael Jackson. You got to be the next Jay-Z because you about to kill it, and then you don't even rap. Your song in the background rapping for you. You just moving your head. I don't like these Milli Vanilli rappers.
Dude, I have to do that sometimes. I'm not even gonna lie. There's sometimes where, like I said, with my asthma, it just fucks me up on stage, especially after
these niggas ain't got asthma.
COVID, especially after COVID.
Now, like I said, see, now what you're saying makes sense, and getting still, what you're saying even on the beat actually is good. These niggas suck on the beat too, but then you still lip syncing it. I don't get it. Like, how does that work? It's already slow. How you not keeping up with it? It's slow. You ain't even said 4 words. You repeated the 4 words 8 times, dude. I got it. It's done. It's done.
It's supposed to be a version. That's the hook the whole time.
The whole time. Yeah, she want it. Yeah, she want it. And
that motherfucker had the nerve to ask for the belt with that shit.
Stupid. Stupid. How dare you?
No, I'm telling you though, once COVID hit, they made everybody mask up, right? So where I was working at the time, it was mandatory. You couldn't work. You had to do it. You know, so for the longest time, I worked at an outdoor dock. So my mask was on, whatever, you know, right there in Whittier. Once the whole mask mandate went away after like a year and a half of being forced to wear it, within, I want to say maybe 2 months, my asthma came back. And I hadn't had an asthma attack in probably like 15 years prior to that.
That's crazy.
But just once the mask came off and then all the smog, everything came back, people went back to work, all this shit. Since then, I still to this day use an inhaler. And I was off an inhaler for like 10, 15 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, dude. Like even if the wind gets a little bit stronger, it'll fuck with my breathing now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's why at the shows, like you'll hear me rap over my words. Yeah. But you'll still know when I stop.
That's why you take a pause.
Yeah, there's a lot of times.
I thought you just letting the part play for you, and then you get right back to it. Like,
no, there's a lot of times I have to pause because my lungs.
That's crazy. See, but you do it correctly.
If I keep rapping and trying to force it, then I'll start coughing on the mic.
I'm gonna start asking. I'm gonna start asking. Maybe I'm looking at it wrong. I'm gonna start asking these artists when they get up. You know, maybe they're not Milli Vanilli. Hey, you got asthma?
I'm gonna give you the franchise treatment.
I'm gonna check first.
Where's your inhaler at? Let me see this shit. There's times where I feel my lungs just starting to collapse a little bit, and it's like if I keep pushing, I'm gonna start coughing, and I'm gonna fuck up the next 15, 20 seconds So a lot of times it's a pause, not so you can hear what I'm saying, but I need to get my breath so I can continue this song and the next one. You know,
I get that. See, but that show you the power of music.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, because my cousin, he used to have a big stuttering problem, and the first time I heard him not stutter, he rapped.
No shit.
It threw me off. I'm like, oh, it's a perfect sentence. He didn't repeat nothing of that. Oh, that's hard.
You started stuttering for him.
I'm like,
you did a good job.
Damn, like, oh snap. And then I'm like, so yeah, shout out, move it. Yeah,
he came
he
a
made
long
that
way,
transform.
man.
Yeah, and he got bronchitis.
What is he? If you don't mind shouting him out a little, what's he got coming up? What's he doing? What's he got going on right now? Is he just doing beats? Is he doing shows?
I don't know. That's my cousin. That's
whatever you're doing, keep doing it, fam.
That's it. That's all I'm gonna roll with. Yeah, you know, I'm.
Do you have any other family members doing music?
Ooh.
Or that are trying to maybe hit you up to pursue music?
You know what? That's a good question. No.
You know, me neither. I want to get my brothers on. I have an older brother and a little brother.
I got a little brother who's in the army.
Also,
he's a sergeant. You know, so I know he was rapping, you know, but I don't know if I ended that career or not. So, yeah.
Would you chew him up on a mic, or would you do?
Indeed. Called me out, and I just had to respond. One of those songs got over 2 million views. So,
shit.
Yeah.
No, well,
salutes to that.
That's what you get then. You know what I mean? Don't come for the bell. You ain't ready for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Put that work in.
Let it go. But he can see that if anybody, that young man can rap his ass off.
Yeah. Never too late. Music is ageless. I tell everybody that. Music is ageless. You can be whatever age. They always say, "Oh, it's a young man's game." It's not. The consumer is just a young person because they don't know any better. They're on their phone all day. But music is ageless.
Yeah, all the way.
Ageless.
Because 2 Chainz was old before he got in there.
I think he popped at like 42 or some shit like that.
Right. So,
but even then, like if he was 22, I would still been listening to his shit. I still think it has that funny line. I forgot which song it is, but he goes, 2 Chainz, but I got me a few. Like he's flexing on it. I want to say it was like a Big Sean song or something. It was just funny. I heard that shit. I was like, man, I was like, just something like that's too catchy.
Yeah, I'm still not a big fan. I'll eat all these rappers up.
As you should. Yeah. That's like the how do you say it? Heavy lies a crown. You're so fucking talented. You're so gifted. It's like a lot of these guys, they're just food for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, no, I don't want them to be food. I like my food to fight.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah. It's not by like choice.
That's what you know. What when I go to a lot of shows, that's what I feel. I'm unenthusiastic to perform. I feel like I'm bullying it. I don't belong here. All of these, no, because then I look like the ringer. I don't appreciate.
You see, it's funny. I feel the opposite. There's certain songs that when I'm purposely talking shit to artists, I'm like, and I don't talk shit to one artist. I talk shit like in general. Like I have no ill will towards any one person at all. But like if somebody's a fake headliner, I talk shit about fake headliners. If somebody can't rap, I talk shit about people who can't rap. Like I'll purposely talk shit, and it's funny because it might be the person who's before you performing or the person that's after you that they're watching, and when they see that shit, you can see it while you're performing. Their face just changes. It's like fuck. Because I always have that in me when I'm performing and when I'm choosing certain songs, is to apply pressure to that showcase. It's to fucking, if you're gonna come on before me, you better have matched up to this. If not, nobody's gonna remember what happened before I got there. Or if you're not gonna come harder after me, then I'm gonna embarrass you because my set's just gonna stand out. People are gonna get like, I don't want to watch this guy. I don't want this one. I want this girl. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm pretty lucky because sometimes I don't really pay attention to where I'm going. If I know it's a show, I just figure out, okay, how many minutes I have. All right, well, I'm gonna do this, this, and this. I just look up. That song is perfect for the atmosphere. So,
I have like so many songs, and it's like I said, I try to structure it a certain way.
Only time I feel out of place is when I'm in like a ratchet place. Here I am spitting bars, and then everybody
wants to turn up, and
drop the pussy, bitch. I'm not. No,
No, I think it's funny when you hear the guys up on stage rapping like that, and there's nothing but dudes in the audience, and it's only like 6 or 7 people.
You stupid.
And it's like true. And it's like you couldn't chose a different song or like when I go to shows, I have multiple sets in my USB, for that reason.
Okay, no. Let that be known. Tell her what did you say you bring when you go to the show?
I have a USB with multiple sets.
Oh, okay. USB.
And
not on your phone.
Not on my phone.
Oh, okay.
I don't play it from the files. It's a USB, or if they want me to email it to them and they can download it, I'll do that. But I never let nobody touch it and lock into my phone. But I'll have multiple sets, because if I'm showing up and let's say I think it's gonna be a turn up, it's okay. I have a couple songs where I talk about drop it low, twerk it, whatever shit. So I'll cater a dance kind of set. Mm-hmm. But then when I'm about to go up, if there's no females that are turn up, and there's nothing but dudes, and the next artists are coming up, okay, well now they want spit, I'm gonna spit now. So I change up my, it's more aggressive. Mm-hmm. If it's just dudes or whatever, and they still want the dance floor, I got a different sound for that. Mm-hmm. I'll build 2 different sets and then just go with it from there.
I like that. I ain't even think about that. I got a folder for any song I'm going to perform, so you could just go in there. Mm-hmm. But I have one like with the vocals, and I have one especially without. Mm-hmm. Just depending on where I'm at. If I know it's a smaller area, it's more intimate, I don't want no vocals. Mm-hmm. I want them to hear everything I gotta say. So yeah, it's kind of like that, but I need to be more detailed like that.
No, man, that's smart that you do it like that, because I never thought of it that way. To me, I was like, you know what? Whether it's big or small, they're gonna hear my lyrics. I'm gonna be playing in the background. I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna give them the best show I can. I'm gonna make. My thing is, I try to make eye contact with everybody. That's one thing I see a lot of these artists do. They'll stand up there and they'll be like dancing with themselves. They'll be looking down. It's like motherfucker. Like everybody's looking at you, and you're dancing with yourself. Fucking stay home for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like this ain't rehearsal time. Fucking, and a lot of people won't do that.
They didn't rehearse.
I try to lock eyes with everybody, every single person, because if they're paying attention, now they're gonna get gratification that I paid attention back. Or if they're not paying attention, I'll look at them till they look at me, and then they'll know, shit, I better start watching.
But you know why you able to do that? It's because of the lyrics that you actually saying.
Hey, I appreciate that.
You can live behind your lyrics, so you can look at other people. If you was rapping about, when I see the op bobby you in the head, bust you in the head, cut your bitch, stab her in the throat, all that, who do you really want to give eye contact to when you say that? You'll have eye contact with the wrong person.
I get you. And
go take that personal.
I pride myself in everything I rap on too. Mm-hmm. is authentic. I want to say it was. I had the biggest compliment. It was at what festival did I perform at? I think it was Smoking Loud. And I ran into this company prior to that. It was the Smoke Box Jerky Company, I believe. Mm-hmm. I believe it's called the Smoke Box Jerky Company. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I truly apologize. I'm gonna be rocking the merch at your show.
Okay.
But I jumped off stage, and where I was performing at was a dispensary. We're in the parking lot, stage, all that. And then I made my rounds, talked to every person after that, and everybody was really nice. They liked my set, just doing my things, making sure that I let them know I seen them. I appreciate them. This isn't my event, but I appreciate them being here and trying to bring people out here because they're going to ultimately see me. So I hit up all the vendors, talked to all of them. When I got to these guys, just genuine. And everything I was trying to portray through music, they understood. They're like, man, we love what you were saying. Everything you say, you stand on your shit, you apply pressure, you're this, and it's just humbling, because when I seen them again at the Smoking Loud, I had my family with me, and I said, what's up to them, is all love, all good. And then I almost got moved to the side, and they started talking to my mom, my wife, everybody just started saying, you guys better support him. What he's doing is something special. What he's saying, people can relate, people feel, and to be a fly on the wall to hear that, it's like, dude, that's more than anything I can ask for, than people coming up to the shows or streaming my music, to know that people feel what you're saying and appreciate it. Like, dude, that was big fact. Everything. That was everything.
That's why I just take it in stride. If I didn't make it, can't nobody say I'm not famous. Mm-hmm. I'm just not on the internet.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Hey, I'm here. Fuck them.
My boy. All right, so now let's move on. We already touched base on TTSP, your background, where you came from. Now let's move on to Dare to Be Different. Mm-hmm. We're all the way up to Dare to Be Different 5. What should we expect from this?
Even better, man. We got some OGs hitting the stage with us. Some people that was with us from Dare to Be Different. You one of them.
Absolutely.
The first one
Absolutely.
in my backyard in Koreatown.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was wild, but that was a great one. So to see the transformation from there to now, we at number 5. It is May 26th. It's your boy's birthday month. It's actually 3 days before my birthday. So the turn up gonna be real, man. It's great comedians. It's hosted by MGE Westside and motherfucking Bear, my big bro. This is gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting. It's not gonna be boring. This is the show of shows. So many different elements. No one's gonna come up sounding the same. It's gonna be fun, man.
All right, you heard it. So we got music, we got comedians, we have multiple hosts. It's gonna be a birthday turn up, different sounds, different genres.
Yeah. And I got the best DJ Nympho.
Shout out DJ Nympho. Yeah. I believe it was a full bar. I was told
it's full bar there.
Full bar. What about food? You have vendors. Is there food at the venue?
No, we're gonna have a food vendor there, so we'll be prepared for that. And it's 10 to get in. You know,
that's nothing.
Yeah,
that's not $10 nothing.
10 is nothing. You know,
people spend more at Starbucks.
No ifs, ands, and buts about it. I don't care, male or female. Ain't get in. No.
Say franchise at the door, and I'll bless you with the ticket. Fuck it. Yeah, I got you on that.
He got you. That's what he said. Hey, I ain't mad at that.
Franchise at the door. And
say my name at the door, and I'm gonna charge you 20.
You know what I'm saying? And don't be cheap. If you're gonna show up to this, bring this man a gift or a card or something. You know.
Yeah, but it's gonna be a nice turn up. I got a few surprises under my sleeve. I'll be performing also.
420 friendly or no?
Yes, on the outside. On the outside, yeah.
All right, so like everywhere else in California.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah, all right.
But this is the start to something big. We got other things coming up. Other things we're going to be building on.
Yourself. Promote it right now. Shout it out right now. Whatever you got coming
Dare
up.
to Be Funny 2 coming up in June. We have
all comedians tap in.
Yeah, we got.
These are opportunities.
What else?
They don't seek you. You got to seek them. Tap in.
What else we doing? We actually have a underground artist outside event where we're gonna play like dodgeball, kickball, basketball.
Nice.
Yeah. You know, something fun, man, to get the family out and something that we could be doing
right here at this park
every time.
Behind the houses right here. There's like, it looks like a professional kickball field.
Okay, we can do something.
You can do something right here if you need to.
Yeah,
just throwing it out there. It's big enough for there's a baseball diamond. So if you want to do softball, kickball like that way, and there's an actual like a kickball field.
Okay.
There's no grass or nothing, but it's like, all pavement.
Oh, that's fun.
It's all painted though, and it's like inside an actual like baseball field too. Okay. So home runs, all that shit.
Oh yeah. All right. So y'all already see where we're going with that one. We got a few events coming up in LA for. Oh man, we got so many different things we're working on. And we're working with other artists. We're looking for other people to build with, vendors, singers, comedians, interviews. We're working on everything.
We need everybody to tap in with this man and TTSP official. If you're a podcaster or want to be interviewed, if you make music, if you make beats, if you perform and rap, if you sing, if you're a comedian, if you're a host, there's an avenue for you within TTSP, but you just got to come in and reach out, make that commitment, invest in yourself, invest in this team. They're going to put you on. They're going to give opportunities. I've been rocking with my boy for a while. It's been nothing but a blessing.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Do the same thing. Do the same thing. Don't be too cool or afraid to reach out. Make moves together, build something together.
Yeah, the idea is just, when I do buy my mansion, I want people I know buying the mansion next to me. You know what I mean? I don't want new neighbors. I want, hey, what's up, man?
Diddy, get the fuck out of here.
You know what I mean? So
yes, sir.
That's the whole thing, man. If I can't eat properly if the people that I say I fuck with is not eating too. Like, what do I look like? Y'all starving and me eating. Now, I'm uncomfortable. Whatever I got on my plate, we sharing. Just as long as we putting in that work.
Absolutely. I agree 100%. Everybody can eat.
Yeah.
Everybody can eat.
There's way too much money out here.
And who wants to eat at a table alone? You know, you want to have family and blessings around. You know what I'm saying?
That's fact. That's how you make memories.
Dude, come on.
Yeah, that's how you make
Come
memories.
on. Yeah, so you guys, please tap in with my boy LA Bandit. Shout yourself out one more time. Shout out your LLC. Anything else you want to shout out? Shout it. It's you right now, bro.
Once again, I am the official LA Bandit. You know, your favorite, unfavorite. Catch me every Thursday on Instagram at the official LA Bandit 2022 for Think About It Thursdays. Check us out, like I said, the company page, TTSP Officials LLC. That's all together. Can't miss it. And we everywhere, man. Just got put into a magazine, so shout outs to them.
Salute.
We made it to number 13 in Chicago, so shout out to Chicago.
Salute.
Yeah, man, just shout out to the whole team, man. Our engineer Devious, the DJ Nympho, MGE Westside, motherfucking Bear, Ashley K, B&J Publishing, Wigging Out Radio. Man, shout out to everybody who been fucking with me. Period. And then until you see me again, hopefully you're on my good side.
You heard it here first, live and direct. Your boy Marc The Franchise, my brother LA Bandit. We are out. We will see you at the next one. Stay up. God bless.
Fuck your couch.